What's up, you guys? EVOL here with another audio commentary. It's going to be a short introduction. We're just going to jump into the game. It's another game on Aerowalk, me versus Whiskeyyy again. My aim is atrocious for almost this entire map. Again, I have better item control, but my combat and aim are just pathetic. I don't know if it's because I was trying new mouse settings, but it's actually kind of painful to watch, so I'll cringe a little bit. But I promised Whiskeyyy, you know, I'd show a game where he won as well that ended up being kind of close. I got a good run towards the end and was almost able to close the gap and force into overtime, but just didn't have quite enough time, lacked a few seconds there. Anyway, let's get into the game.
Prepare to fight.
All right, here we go. Game number 2, and this actually was the second game that we played in sequence, so we've got things in order here.
Fight.
Right off the bat, we kind of have a weird start. I went for the shotgun first, which allowed him to kind of jump in and steal the mega, but close range machine gun versus shotgun, I get the kill, but I stay weak. Now, I want to rewind here, and we'll switch to his point of view. After I kill him, he gets that top spawn, and he dials in that same rail angle that he got on me last game when I was exiting red armor, and he gets the kill. Switch back to my viewpoint and go back to regular speed. So, kind of cool on his part. He definitely seems to have that rail angle dialed in. I'm really fortunate to get the red armor spawn. You know, I start with a good... I'm going to pause here because I want to explain something in a second. But I got that red armor spawn, and I was able to avoid his spam rockets, and he missed his rail, so I got the kill, and he did 0 damage. So I've already got all 3 major weapons and an okay health stack, considering that he's just going to spawn with nothing. Now, I'm in this position up here, and I know that he spawned below. What I believe I make a mistake here. I stay up here thinking maybe he'll try and cross top, maybe he'll try and cross bottom. But I don't have my eye on all of the exits, and I'm kind of not in the most optimal position to guarantee that I'll do some damage. What I fail to do here is effective trapping. And as you can see, I screw up my jump there, and he just jumped straight across, and suddenly I've missed out on a really good opportunity to take advantage of the fact that on that side of the map, the only weapon he has is the grenade launcher. I had everything but the grenade launcher, and I was in a great position to really hold him down there. And I let him get out, you know, all too easily without doing any damage. Here's my favorite place to fight Whiskeyyy, the bottom of those stairs. You know, I wonder if he was baiting me there on purpose. I'll have to ask him about it later. Let's see. What is going on here? No major items for a little while. I'm just trying to spam and delay. If I shoot enough grenades, maybe I'll get a free red armor out of the deal. Alright, I like the free mega. I don't like the free rocket. We should both have been making our way to red armor. And he kind of took a path I didn't expect, and somehow I ate, you know, a full face air rocket, and he was able to finish me off and secure the red for himself. But that was just kind of a weird sequence of events. I feel like both of us should have barreled to the red armor a little sooner, and we both just kind of went to the wrong area of the map. Sort of strange. Alright, this fight that's going to happen fairly soon here. Alright. Right here. I just got red, he just got mega. I seem to be just weaker overall, so I want to back away from this fight. Now, if he wants to be really aggressive and push chase, he can follow me down this little rabbit hole that I'm retreating, or he can try and head down the stairs and cut me off there. At the time, I make the assumption that he's going to follow me down the stairs, so I immediately spam a rocket there. Now, it turns out that he wanted to peek over the edge of that little rabbit hole and try and get one extra rocket, one extra rail, something. Now, this is where I failed to use a sound cue. Had I been listening, I would have heard him jump, and it would have been on my right side. So I know he's not going towards the stairs. And I could have placed a spam rocket in the right direction and maybe even caught him in the face. This is the kind of thing I need to work on. It's easy to see the mistake in retrospect. At the time, you know, I'm just like, wow, I really got a plus back here, and he might chase me this way, so I'm just going to hope to get a lucky spam rocket. But hopefully I can, you know, improve my reflexes and incorporate those sound cues sooner. I'm okay at using sound when things are calm and I'm in control and kind of creeping around and I want to feel out the position of my opponent. But in this case, you know, I'm ignoring the sound completely, and I just kind of shot the random spam rocket where I assumed that he might be following up. Alright, so despite the fact that I'm kind of... Yeah, this has been a really weird game so far. I don't want to say anyone's ever been in, you know, definite 200-200 stack, absolute control of the map, denying weapons, denying items, getting their spawn rape on. It's just, it's been a little back and forth. I know we're only 2 minutes in, but, you know, I've seen 10 frag games at the 2-minute mark on Aerowalk. Oh, that's nice. It helps to face your opponent, guys. Instead of showing him your backside while you shoot grenades in the wrong direction, it's a little more effective when you face them in battle. Pro tip. Not much to comment on right now. Camping Mega. Trying to avoid damage. Camping Mega kind of worked out. I'm glad I got a full rocket on him and he just got a little bit of a LG tickle on me. Could have done without that rail. Again, showing him my backside. And here, you know, I feel like this is a fairly standard thing to do. Dance in and out of that teleport. Try and get damage on them while they're jumping up to red, jumping away from red. Unfortunately, I missed both rails and he hit both rockets. And right there, you know, when your opponent... Oh, sorry, I left the wall hacks on in Wolfcamp, didn't I? Turn those back off. Right there. Wow. He's trapped in that cubby hole, and I've got easy cover. I've got the rocket launcher out. I just hit the first rocket. I don't know why I backed out of this position. I should have been able to do easily over 200 damage here, while really minimizing the damage that I take myself. When he's trapped back there, that's just a bad place. I don't know what I was thinking when I jumped back there. And even took a little bit of damage myself. My aim, I don't know if I mentioned this before about this game, but my aim is just absolute garbage for the first 7 or 8 minutes in this map. I think that I have yet to hit a rail, and Whiskeyy's hitting something like 50%, so it was kind of frustrating because I felt like I made okay decisions as far as collecting and trying to control the items, but my aim was just totally worthless. I think that was the first rail that I hit, to be honest. Already at the 4-minute mark. Not for lack of trying or shooting. Yeah, 1 out of 16 is what it shows. I don't know if that's correct. It seems like that's been having some problems updating for me. Okay, I'm going to back up. This is something I definitely wanted to point out. So, he just killed me on that top ledge, the rail ledge. And let's just unpause, and we'll go into slow motion. If he had been paying attention to the timings, he would know that Mega's up, and he just would have gone through the telly, wrapped around. Maybe he was looking for a spawn kill, I don't know, or just dropped down to the stairs leading up to the Mega ledge. But I spawn, get the green armor, probably heard where he jumped, or maybe I just got big eyes, ran for the Mega. So now I got the other green armor and the yellow. So I just got 100 armor and the Mega health, 100 health for free. I'm sitting at 300 health. He probably isn't even that healthy. Now, he should have been the one denying those items to me. That's definitely a mistake on his part. I think largely it's timing. He actually went to camp the red armor when I picked all that stuff up, and he was 10 seconds early. As you can see, it just barely spawned, and he just barely picked it up. Unfortunately, I let him do 300 damage to me almost for free, so I was not able to make that work in my favor.
2 hits. Impressive.
Finally, I think that's the first impressive I got, 2 rails in a row. Like I said, this is a weird game. Horrible aim on my part, and sorry, Whiskeyyy, pretty bad item control on your part so far. Maybe that's something you can work on while I work on my aim and my combat. I like that. Less than 25 health. He tries to get real cheeky and get that last rail, even though just about anything would have killed him. You guys will notice I missed that single circle jump to the red armor pretty much every attempt, all last game and all this game. It was a trick that I'd only recently learned, and I'd kind of told myself beforehand that I was going to force myself to try it every time that I could. Obviously, I don't have it dialed in yet. Even now, I think I only get it about half the time. It's a tough jump, that single circle jump from LG to the red armor. Much easier in 2, but that takes more time, and it's not always beneficial for your position or whatever plan you have. Alright, at this point, I'm getting pretty healthy. I've almost got a 400 health stack. I seem to have the timings for red and mega down okay. And I think I could have done a little better job trapping him on that weaker side of the map. It's harder when he's got the weapons. Before, when all he had was grenade launcher, I really failed to do what should have been very easy. Looks like he stole that red from me. The respawn time between Mega and Red was close enough. And this battle I want to focus on. Let's back up. Okay, I picked up green right before this fight started. I have got 200, 200. Let's go into slow motion and watch this from my perspective. I take a rocket, I take another rocket, I've taken about 50, 75 damage. Alright, I'm back up again. I see he's backing up, maybe he's going to drop. So I think I'm going to come out, and if he drops to continue the fight, for some reason I'm thinking I'll sneak a rail shot on him. I should have kept my rocket launcher out. Possibly a lightning gun, but I think rail was a mistake here. Now, if I'm going to do rail, I should have stopped right there. That's obviously a large enough angle. There he is sitting right in front of me, but watch how far I strafe to the right. I almost drop off the ledge. So now I've just taken a rail shot, and I've got nothing but my dick in my hand and all this rail cooldown time to eat up all this lightning gun. Now remember, I was 200, 200. I'm already down to, 100 life and no armor. And he gets the rockets on me, and I'm dead. So let's rewind again and watch this same fight from his position. He picks up red. My lightning gun's kind of raging all over the place there. And look at that. That's just a golden opportunity. Where am I going to possibly retreat? Am I going to try and drop down and go through the portal? Like, that's not going to work. I've put myself in a horrible position here. I didn't have really a positional disadvantage, but I definitely created one for myself. I think I have a big problem of not utilizing cover. That's something maybe I'm going to try and focus on specifically. So there it is, 400 health down the tube, and I gave him a frag. Unfortunately, I can't see what his health situation was. Wolfcam doesn't seem to store that information. But, that was a huge window of opportunity for me. There was still 4 minutes left in the game. I had a full health stack. It would have been very easy for me to maintain complete control over the map. Hopefully start doing some spawn frags and really close that gap. But, one bad decision and totally lost my chance. Kind of a fun dance there. Well, I don't know. I've improved my rail accuracy a little bit in this game. I think I end maybe with about 30. At some point, I go on a little run and almost close the gap between us and almost get us into overtime, but can't quite pull it off. But like I said, this game is a little painful for me to watch and to cast because I play a little pretty poorly. Here, he's very gracious to jump directly into my shotgun. Is this where my little run starts? Do I start it by running into grenades and eating rails as I jump around? We'll see. There we go. I believe this is the start of it. So a pretty good rail shot. I think I heard his railgun humming. That's how I knew to look up there. Get a great direct rocket and follow-up rail. And, I'm going to be honest. This specific trick if you hear them spawn top, some players are going to run for the rocket launcher. Some players are going to run for the rail to come through this telly. Some players are going to drop down and try and pick up the grenade launcher, some green health bubbles, and the yellow armor. I can't remember which players, but it was during QuakeCon that I learned this particular trick. If players end up running for the rail, and players with a strong rail are very inclined to do so, when you hear them spawn top, if you just delay for an instant, and then you run through the portal with your lightning gun out, you can get a free frag. Now, I ran forward quite a bit, and I was not able to reposition myself very quickly. The way I saw it happen in QuakeCon, the player would come through the portal, get a quick lightning gun kill, and then immediately back into the portal, which could force them to spawn in the exact same position. And some players think, you know, lightning's not going to strike the same place twice, to use an awful pun, sorry. And you can get a second frag doing the exact same thing. And I watched it happen just like that during QuakeCon. There was a game where a player got 2 quick frags. The player that gave him up just ran straight for the railgun both times. Kind of neat. Because I'm in this position, I know that he might spawn on that by the telly exit at the green armor, or he might spawn to the right. So I believe I jumped down here, and he does spawn there. But I do get the damage, but I must not have had the timing on the Mega. But let's watch that again, because it might be the only saving grace I have this game. One rail, he gets the Mega. Miss one, go through, turn around, catch a second one before he goes through, follow him through, turn around, and get a third one for the kill. So maybe this game wasn't a complete waste for me. Same thing, I was in that position, so I try and go for another quick spawn kill. But this time he picked up the rocket launcher when he was able to get away. Now I know red is up because I saw it. I was hoping to maybe finish that kill, but not able to do it. And at this point, he's geared up enough that I think it's a better idea to get that 50 health from the red armor. The reason I wanted to be so aggressive is that I actually managed to turn it into a 2-frag game, and I've only got a minute left to close the gap. So if I can maintain that spawn kill momentum, I definitely want to do so. But not at the risk of, you know, attacking with 20 health and giving him the frag. That first rocket of mine was good, but all the other ones he dodged effectively, so I think that if some of these last battles had gone a little bit differently, I might have been able to drive us into overtime, but for some reason I choose that same LG up the stairs battle that I just can't win against Whiskeyyy. I have to make a point to never fight him there. Alright, at this point, I got, well, it's a 2-frag game now because he didn't even get that 1 extra frag. He's kind of on the run. He doesn't want me to be able to push this into overtime, obviously. He's just kind of running in circles, and he kind of comes full circle and comes back to me and kind of acts like an idiot, but end up getting that rail shot in the back. But it's not enough time to get the last frag and extend the game. As you can see, I did bring my rail accuracy up from about 6% to 30, so I finally managed to land a few good shots there. I don't know why my aim was so atrocious during the first 7 minutes of the game there. But, you know, it ended up being a close game. And again, I like the split. He had the damage and the accuracy. I had the items. If you look at the distribution of the damage again, actually pretty even for both players. Again, he had a little bit more emphasis on rockets. But all in all, it was a good game. It was the second game that we played. And I thought that I only won the first game and that he took the rest, but that actually wasn't the case. It looks like I took game 4 off of him as well. I rewatched the demos, and it was kind of a good game. I feel like I played a lot better, and it wasn't as close of a game, so I might cast that one for you guys as well before I move on to the Realm Divine and Chomps game on ZTN. Either way, I'm going to have more videos coming this week, so stay tuned. Thanks, guys.